Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Cleave to Antiquity. My name is Pastor Ben. I'm joined by Mario today. Thanks for coming on the show, dude.
Absolutely. That intro just got a lot shorter. Last time I was on your show, the intro I felt was a little bit longer than that. You're working with multiple intros now, huh?
Yeah, well, I do a long intro for the lives, and then for these like
Mm.
short videos, I do like a little short one. I
Oh,
got
I
I have
see.
like
I see.
I have like four intros I've set up. I'm like, I want to do like a rotation or something. Cool little edits or something.
Nice. Nice. I like that one. It's nice and short to the point. I like the other one too. It's more dramatic. It builds more anticipation. So
Yeah, good for a live stream. Maybe not for like a short video or something. Gotta watch like a two
yeah,
minute,
like a 12 minute.
2 minute
Yeah.
long. That'd be rough. All right, so I wanted to bring you on to talk about a tweet that you posted that actually gained quite a bit of traction. It's about the Voice of Reason scandal. So he came out and he made a statement, and I'll pull up this post here. So this was doing some numbers, dude. You got what, 155,000 views on this? Multiple
Dude,
people
I wish
commented
I
on it,
was
dude.
monetized right now. I picked the worst time to quit paying for Elon's monetization program because that one blew up. I didn't expect it to blow up though, at all.
Yeah. Well, tons of people commented on it, dude. You had Timothy Gordon. He even talked about it on his show. Did you see that?
Yeah. I watched the show. I saw Wagner and Anthony from Avoiding Babylon did a show too. So I'm glad that I got the ball rolling on that.
Yeah, because nobody was talking about it, man. Like none of the Roman Catholic guys. I feel like before you were probably the first one to comment on it. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't think it's because of anything bad faith in the Catholic side regarding a few of the actors that mentioned it, because I think
Right,
Anthony Wagner, Tim Gordon, they're all good faith actors and they're good guys, and I feel like they just needed somebody to coax them to say something. Because the reason I don't think they said something is because they've already said so much. When the scandal broke, these guys, the Orthodox, we didn't really talk about it too much. The Catholics really went after these guys. I mean, after Vor in particular, not these guys. They went after Vor,
right.
and when they were just tearing him to shreds, and it was good. But then after he said the apology, it kind of felt like he had said the sinner's prayer, so to speak, in evangelicalism, where you just sort of say the magic words and now you're all good. And I was suspect of that. I just thought, okay, well, if nobody else is commenting on this, because what I saw in the comments were people encouraging him to continue his ministry, which is like giving a crack addict crack pipe. It's a bad idea. And I saw people in the comments saying, who am I to judge? All men have sexual sin, which is just this moralizing excuse making for bad behavior. And so I felt like I needed to say something because I actually know people that know Voice of Reason that were affected by him.
Right.
And I also felt like I needed to say something because I wanted to get out ahead of when we have a similar issue in the Orthodox world. Speaking for my church, I know that it's only a matter of time before one of our apologists somewhere along the line has a moral scandal. And if we don't sort of set the precedent for gatekeeping now and how we're going to respond to those sort of things, then I think a lot of Ortho bros are going to be like lemmings defending whatever their favorite apologist did, even if what they did is completely morally reprehensible. So I wanted to
Right.
sort of lay the groundwork like, no, that's not what we're going to do. And we're going to gatekeep. We're going to be a little more exclusive. We're not going to allow for this sort of degeneracy to be allowed.
Yeah, it did kind of seem like he was setting up for like a comeback arc. He was like, he
Yeah,
said something
absolutely.
like, "Oh, I know some of you won't be able to support me anymore," like
Right.
implying that he's going to be coming back and asking for support, that kind of thing. So I thought that was kind of interesting, especially considering didn't he just do like a whole like tour where he's going around
Yeah.
talking about chastity and like all this stuff?
Yeah, he's doing this tour, and he's doing, he's basically doing like the Catholic Inc. Equivalent of a TPUSA influencer, where he's getting all these speeches and these areas to speak, and he's, sort of saying the party line thing, and he's really good at like, kind of moralizing and talking about, let's be chaste, let's be this, and let's be that. And that sort of hypocrisy is just glaringly gross, given what we know that he was doing. And it's not that I think that none of us are capable of doing what he's doing. It's not that he has sin and I
Right.
don't. It's rather just, if you're going to have a ministry, um, you can't use that ministry to leverage women into sexual stuff with you. And if you do
Right.
that, then you've shown that you are not capable or responsible enough to have any sort of ministry of any kind.
Yeah, and for those that are watching that aren't aware, Voice of Reason, Roman Catholic apologist, this guy here, he was accused of a couple of different things. One, using his ministry to get hit on women, kind of coerce them into, giving him some kind of favors of an adult nature. He was accused of some other things that I guess turned out not to be true, like some stuff with minors. But I guess he denied that. But the other part, he admitted in his apology video that he was actually texting these women and engage in some sort of inappropriate relationship with these women tied to his ministry, which is very inappropriate. So he did this whole like apology video thing that dropped what, yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday?
Yeah, something like that. I think it was the night before yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Yeah. What was your impression just watching the apology video?
Well, at first I thought, man, this kid's good because I kind of empathized with him for a minute there. He was talking about a lot of what he was going through, that people had exaggerated the claims in such a way that was affecting him and affecting his life. But what really tipped me off and made me look at the whole thing critically was at the end he does this prayer, this long prayer
Mhm.
at the end. And that just never ever sits well with me. It always makes me think, okay, there's something more to this. So then when I thought back to the video, I started thinking critically. I was thinking, doesn't he say something about, I get if you can't support me anymore? That's odd. And then I started thinking, well, it's a little bit weird that he's, that he took 1 month and now he's got this robust prayer life and now he's all pious and now he's had this transformation. I don't know. X to doubt. I don't know if I
Right.
buy that. So, I think after today, I'm done talking about this, but I do appreciate you bringing me on because I wanted to make one thing very clear. I'm not judging his soul. I'm not saying that he's past salvation. I'm not saying that he's now ruined his life and cannot be forgiven and he can never be trusted with anything ever again. What I'm saying is very specific. I'm saying if you used a ministry to leverage women into a sexual situation with you, which is a spiritual abuse, which is a sexual abuse. I know people are saying, well, the women are culpable for what they did. I agree. But when you have a man who claims to be a minister and seems to be offering that, like making it sound to them like he's willing to commit, willing to get married, and he's sort of posturing in this way to them like he's serious about them, this is a manipulative and borderline sociopathic way to treat women. And we
Right.
can't really co sign that as Christians at all. I don't care where you are across the board, we just got to say this isn't right.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, absolutely should be praying for him, pray for his repentance, pray for him to, get right with the Lord, all of that kind of stuff. I'm not saying he's past repentance, but wanting to dive back into some sort of ministry role and make that Catholic ink money is not something that he should be looking into doing. It should be done, the apologetic scene, in my opinion. This whole thing, to be honest, from my perspective, strikes me as like a bit of it's almost like, especially the prayer portion, like you mentioned, it's like it seems performative to me. This was the initial tweet that you sent out that said, after his massive sexting scandal, you all will be relieved to find out Voice of Reason has announced he has a robust prayer life that we should aspire to have. Let's freaking go. So this is what kicked it off. I'll just play that real quick. So it's like a whole bunch of dramatic pauses.
I now once again have the robust prayer life that we all should have.
And then he just stares at the camera.
Anything else, buddy? Anything else?
It just
I now once again
It's so uncanny and uncomfortable. I couldn't let that slide. And so I commented that, and then all these people were in the comments going like, he who without sin cast the first stone, every man's has sexual sin. And it's
right.
like, dude, what you're not getting is that this is theater so that he can, and maybe it's not. I don't want to judge his motives, but what this appears and what he doesn't really do us any favors in making people sort of speculate in this manner, that it looks as if he's trying to come back if he's talking about people no longer supporting him. Because the reason why that statement doesn't make sense is if he isn't continuing a ministry, then what is there to support?
Right.
Him as the
Yeah.
private individual? Him being a private individual and people liking him as a private individual has never been part of the conversation. So if he says, if you're going to quit supporting me, that really seems to lend credence to the idea that he's got a leg in and he's trying to get back into that Jimmy Aiken money.
Yeah, that is kind of what it seems like here. I mean, to be honest, I've spoken to some people that are like, and you see this especially like in the evangelical world when you have some kind of like celebrity pastor or something that falls into sin or adultery or something, and they're like,
Especially the
well,
charismatic world. Yeah.
yeah, it happens a lot there, dude. And they're like, okay, we're gonna set up like this kind of route to come back. And it's like, okay, you're repentant, you'll do the apology tour, you'll do all this, you'll enter into some kind of therapy or something to show that you're working on it, and then you'll just come back. And
It's
then
like
everything will
Dr.
be okay.
Phil. It's like Dr. Phil. It's like, okay, it's the end of the episode. You're gonna go to the ranch now, bad baby. You're gonna go
Right.
to the ranch, and now everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I noticed in the comments on his reaction or his reaction video, his apology video, it was a lot of women saying he should come back into ministry and come back and do apologetics. Why do you think that is, dude?
I think that's telling. I mean, I think women were the ones tricked by him in the first place.
Yeah.
Okay, and so they're getting tricked again. Okay, nothing's new. This is why men need to be the ones to say these things, because to be honest, when women try to run any sort of movement, and this is going to sound sexist, forgive me, if they try to run any sort of movement against abuse, they always end up shooting themselves in the foot. With Me Too, it was believe all women. Well, that
Mm.
doesn't work, because if we believe claims that don't make any sense, then that's going to cast a lot of doubt over claims that are real. So we need men to come in and just basically, have some common sense, because a lot of people are really afraid of, like, if I judge this guy too hard, that judgment's going to come back on me. As a Christian, that's a very valid concern. But right now, it's not about judgment, it's about women. It's about the
Right.
fact this guy used his platform to take advantage of women, which is unacceptable. And it really is neither here nor there the veracity of his sexual sin. If he was a private individual who struggled with lust, none of us would be talking about it.
Yeah.
Nobody would
Yeah.
be talking about it. It's because he leveraged women. A woman I know in real life. Like, I mean, I don't think that their conversations made it to that way, but he was very clearly leading her on and talking to
Yeah.
other women at the same time. Inappropriate behavior. I'm not a fan. We're going to call this sort of thing out. Sorry. And any sort of like, oh, you're Orthodox, you can't talk about it. If he was Orthodox, I would be on his neck. I would be
Right.
going after him so hard. I would not ease up until he was laughed out of our circles. I would not tolerate that. And the same goes for Protestants. If I saw a Protestant doing it, I'd treat it the same way I treated it with Alex. But I was being nice in my video. That was me being nice. If you were Orthodox, it would be gloves off. I would be trying to call your bishop. I'd be trying to talk to everybody. I would be on your case. So I don't want to hear it. Oh, well, he attacked Orthodoxy. Now you want him out. His attack sucked. I actually liked that he was attacking Orthodoxy because it was great PR for us because he had no arguments. So I kind of
Right.
wish he was still an apologist on a personal level because he was doing good work for us, for Orthodox, when I say us. But, but if he was an ortho bro, I would be, yeah, no more.
it
No,
became it became on.
we're on you. We're after you. If he does some sort of switch now, if he goes, oh, well, no, after inquiry, I become an Orthodox Christian, you're never getting anywhere near a microphone, ever. Go to
Right.
liturgy by yourself. You're never touching a mic.
Oh man. Yeah, that's tough, dude, cuz he was doing like speaking events like at different local places and then giving women drive like rides home and stuff according to the text. It's just I mean that's inexcusable, dude. But I think we've kind of yapped about this to the ends of the earth. What final statements do you want to make about this whole situation here?
Just that going forward, when we have Christian influencers across the aisle, whether they're Catholic, Orthodox, Protestant, whatever, if they're caught using their influence to LARP as a rock star and have a bunch of groupies, we got to put the kibosh on that. We got to be really harsh on that.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about anything I said. I don't feel like any of it's judgment. I feel like it's necessary.
Yeah.
And I think that after today, after this conversation, if I were to keep going, I think that would be a mistake. I think end it there. There's nothing more to say about this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's necessary for sure. Well, hey man, thank you so much for coming on the channel and thank you all so much for watching. God bless.